day 3 of my analogue astronaut mission. I have my flight suit on and a rope climbing gear ready, and I'm about to show you the cave I now call home. So I'm in the airlock waiting 10 minutes before entering the cave, and I spoke to a NASA astronaut and he told me that the preferred protocol in space is for astronauts to sleep in the airlock the night before, so they can start getting ready sooner for their spacewalk. Now before actually doing a spacewalk, astronauts breathe in pure oxygen to lower nitrogen levels, and they do this because they do not want nitrogen forming in the blood vessels. This would be called decompression sickness or the bends. Back home, now you can see all the layers beneath my white flight suit. So the white suit is my flight suit. Underneath it, I wear motorcycle protection gear. So it's just padding to protect me if I fall in the cave. And underneath that, there are thermals because the cave can be a very, very cold place. I'm with Sahba, one of my crew members. She's also known as Astro 2. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself, why she's here, what she's hoping to achieve, how she feels on day 3 of the mission. So Sahba, what's your background?
I'm a Palestinian, Jordanian, and Canadian. My background is in engineering, but also space and sustainability. I'm the founder of GISTI, the Jordan Space Research Initiative. We're actually trying to build our own analog facility in Jordan. So I guess I'm here for 2 reasons. The first is to learn more about analog missions. There hasn't been any Jordanian analog astronauts before, so we really don't have this kind of expertise in our country. And I'm hoping to learn a lot in this mission. It has been extremely challenging so far. And the second reason is for my PhD research. So I'm actually here because I am working at the University of Cadiz right now on space neuropsychology, essentially. So simulating the overview effect with virtual reality. And testing how that affects analog astronauts after several days of isolation. So tomorrow or the day after, which would be day 4 or 5, we're going to actually be doing this VR experiment with 3 of the crew members, including Anissa, so she'll tell you more about that. We have an Oculus Quest 2 headset already set up, and right now we're actually doing our crewmates are doing an EVA, so we're just monitoring the communications.
What do you think of the mission so far, and what has surprised you the most?
My supervisor told me about this mission, I would say like 2 or 3 weeks max before actually coming on the mission, so it was very last minute. And I kind of just, I was like, yeah, of course, I'll do this mission. I think I just didn't really know what I was getting myself into. It's been very interesting. We had some training leading up to the mission, and it was like a combination of online training and then some like in a climbing facility. But being in the actual cave... Oh, wait, I'm getting something. Okay, please let us know if you have any further updates. Over. Right now we have 2 crew members who are out, so our commander and Astro 5. I am the sub-commander, which means I have to actually monitor what they're doing outside during the EVA. We've been having some issues with our climbing equipment, which is what I was talking about actually. Yeah, the cave is pretty intense. There's a lot of really steep and slippery things you need to climb down and up. It's really scary. It's super intense. I wouldn't say it's like, oh, it's like a bit outside your comfort zone. No, it's like hardcore. And the training, I would say the training put me in a sense of false security because we trained on the equipment in very nominal conditions, clean ropes, clean climbing center, on some stairs. The steps are very equal. You know where you're putting your foot, you know where you're going, you know the distance. There's light, but here in the cave you have these teeny tiny flashlights that you're using to navigate. A lot of loose rocks, very slippery and muddy. It's very humid in the cave, so like you put your foot down and it just slides down. There are some places where you can't attach yourself to the rope, so even that like little bit of security that you have is gone. And we have actually been facing some issues with the climbing equipment. We think that the ropes, because they're dirty, that the equipment isn't latching on properly. That's an issue. I don't know how we're getting out of the cave.
Over and out. Hi guys, I am with Astro 6, my second crew member I'm going to be introducing you guys to.
Polish with the British passport as well, so feeling both nationality in my blood. Living in Canary Islands, I'm a molecular biologist and plant breeder. Day by day planting lots of plants and producing the seeds of the special grass miscanthus. On the mission, I'm growing also the plants, this beautiful geranium which we brought for very specific reason. So what I will do is not that important what this plant will do, because those plants are specially designed for our experiments and prepared with special music. So we are planning to meditate with, and we are already meditate a few times with the plants and without plants, and try to see the difference between our emotional stage of after meditation with and without the plants. The plant should help us, the same as the music which was specially composed for this experiment and for this meditation. So we got 4 different soundtracks of the music, 4 different meditation music, and we are trying to see how that influence our mood, how that influence our state of mind, grounding, preparation for the EVAs, and after EVAs calming us down and make us more friendly to ourselves as well. I actually learned a lot about the plants and how they receive the signals from the outside world, so how they can communicate in between, that they can hear us. That is one of the part of our experiment here. The music is specially designed for humans, but also for the plants. So it's not only the meditation music is good for us, but it's actually it's the composition includes the very good frequency for the plant's health, general stress resistant, and that is probably the most exciting news of last few years. By working with plants, I want to make sure that first we can grow the plants in better shape in very harsh environment, so like growing them on Mars.
The thing that I've noticed is that the concept of time is a social construct here. Yeah, we meditated, we worked out, we've gone on a short EVA, I've had a shower. Not really a shower, we don't have a shower here. The way that we clean is we use these sponges. Actually, let me show you how we clean. So, there's these sponges in here that you can see. And what you do is you wet them. And when you wet them, they get soapy, and you put that soap all over your body. And then, so there's no running water in this habitat, as there would probably not be on Mars for the first few missions. So we wipe this all over our body, then our body is very sticky and soapy. So then you have an option. You can either let it dry, or you could wet some tissue. I had some cleansing wipe. You wet some tissue, or you wet a towel that they've given you, and you can use that towel to basically wipe off your body. So you can wipe it off with the towel. There's no running water, there's no shower. You got to do it at the side of the toilet.
These are samples of different insects. It is time to do some analysis on the samples we have collected so far. Michal, a plant biologist, has taught me how to prepare a sample, put it under a microscope, and use the microscope to search for life within the sample. And tomorrow we will be going to the deep lake for our most dangerous but exciting mission so far, where we will seek water samples and analyze them to find life. Ophir is going to take a look, and this is what we see. No life at the moment, but I wonder what we will find out tomorrow. Make sure to check out my next vlog to find out with me. It comes out next week Friday, and you're in for a surprise.
So day 3, and this day has seemed like the longest day that I have had. First day that we got here, we'd obviously spent a lot of the time just making the journey to the mountains and to the cave. Second day we had a blackout, so a lot of time was spent troubleshooting that issue. I came back from a short EVA where I went and I tested out my robot. I thought it was 7 p.m. I looked at the time, it was 3 p.m. I've had time to do things without distraction and spent, I think, the true amount of time on them. For example, thinking. Like I've thought through things, I've had more time to think through things. And I just know that when I meditate, normally it's not this powerful. So that was kind of crazy. I did feel myself get a little bit grouchy today when I was on like my 4th ration bar. It's literally sugar, wheat, glucose syrup. There's nothing amazing about it. Whenever I have it, I get a little bit buzzed out because of the amount of sugar, because I don't usually have that much sugar. But I have stuck to it. Now tomorrow's going to be kind of a crazy day. It's going to be a crazy EVA day because I'm going to the lake, which is the most dangerous EVA you can do in this cave. I'm excited to have food finally. Tomorrow's back to normal eating. I can't believe I'm so excited to have dehydrated food.